Hello everyone, this is Case here today, and boy howdy, do I have a story for you guys. But before we start, I would like you to refer to the graph. As you can see, more than 100% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel, which is honestly impressive, the fact that we broke the system. Very proud of you guys, congratulations. But if you could consider subscribing, that would help me out a ton, and I'd greatly appreciate it. Now, back to the video. So, as you guys just witnessed, I was backed into in my local Cumbies parking lot Thanksgiving night. I was putting fuel in my truck, and I soon noticed that my truck had suddenly moved closer to me all by itself. And I turned around, and there was a F550 inside of the front end of my truck. The gentleman who was driving the F550 approaches me, apologizes for hitting me, and then instantly offers me cash for the damages. Now, that was a huge red flag to me. Obviously, I said, no, you're not going to do cash for what you just did. We're going through insurance. I have no clue who you are, and I don't trust you at all. And he was still pretty adamant about doing the whole cash thing, and I'm like, great, this is going to be fun. Awesome. So he walks over to the front of my truck where he smashed it. And I walk over with him, and he's trying to play it off like it really isn't that big of a deal. As you can see in the pictures, that's not going to be cheap to fix. It's not horrible, but it's not great. So he's still adamant about doing the whole cash thing. I'm still denying it. And eventually I'm like, hey, listen, I'm blocking that fuel pump. I'm going to pull into the space in front of me, and we're going to exchange information. He shakes my hand, looks me in the eye, and smiles, and says, yeah, we'll exchange information. I'm like, okay, great. No, not great. I'll let you watch what happened.
He just left. He just fucking left.
So, as you can see, Einstein drove off. Now, I was floored by the fact that he did drive off, but I was even more floored by the fact that he drove off in a company truck covered in the company's name, the company's phone number, and we're in a parking lot full of cameras. So, I'm not really exactly sure of what he thought he was going to be able to pull, but obviously it didn't work out. It was handy that I did have my dash cam. It wasn't a necessity that I had it, but it just made these situations significantly more streamlined and way easier to deal with, because if I did not have that camera, I would have had to gone through the police, and then I would have had to wait the manager to get the footage for the police, and it would have been a whole thing. So it would have just taken a lot longer. So I call the police, they show up, I immediately show him the footage, we get the plate, he pulls the info of the owner of the truck, and I go home. But that's not where the story ends. I get a call a few hours later, and the officer was saying, hey, we tried to contact the number of the owner of the truck. Obviously, they didn't answer, and at this point in time, we were under the impression that it was most likely the owner who was operating the truck, but we weren't exactly sure. According to what the police said, they said that the face in the video and what he was seeing and the ID that he could pull in the system wasn't really matching, so they were just waiting to confirm that, which is perfectly fine. You should confirm everything. So hangs up, and then another few hours go by, and then he calls me again, and he's kind of like, you would not believe what happened. So he gets a hold of the owner of the truck, who is actually the owner of the company, and he tells me that the owner of this truck says that who hit me was a disgruntled employee who stole the truck and hit me with it. So the truck is now stolen all of a sudden. Which I totally believe that it was. Because, just a little side note here, when the cop originally ran the plate, nothing came up. The vehicle wasn't reported stolen at all. It was only reported stolen when the owner of this company found out that his unlicensed driver hit somebody and then fled the scene. That's when it became stolen. But I'll just give him benefit of the doubt. The truck was stolen. Sure, whatever. Anyway, that's not my problem. So now the truck's stolen, and the police are looking for a guy in a now stolen F-550 who was involved in a hit and run. And my girlfriend, love her to death, she did some research the night of, and she looked up the guy who hit me, who was driving the truck, and he had 3 arrestable offenses or arrest charges, and the day after, he had 4. So take that info and do what you want with it. Come to your own conclusion, but I don't know. But regardless, so that was kind of nuts in itself, the fact that it went from, just getting back to the parking lot, wanting to exchange information, this dude drove off, now he's being arrested for grand theft auto of this truck in a hit and run. The owner of the company totally telling the truth. And luckily, obviously they have insurance for this company and the company truck, and I'm fine. I'm covered. The truck's gonna get fixed. I'm not worried about that at all. I was more so just surprised about how this all went down. And honestly, the cop I was talking to, he was also just as surprised of how downhill this went and how quickly it went. I'm still waiting on the police report because now it's gonna be, a novel versus just, oh, this guy hit him and he needs a police report. Now it's a novel. So thank you for filling that out. I'm sorry that this happened. But that's kind of all I got for you guys today. I'll update you with the damage done to my truck once I get the information from my insurance company as well as the auto body shop. So I'll give you an update on how much it costs and how much damage was actually done. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you all are having a wonderful day, because I am sort of.